This is Tim from Perkins Roofing. You are currently watching Roofing 101 Florida Basics. So this is your Florida Basic Roofing course for anyone interested in roofing in Florida, or if you're a property manager, a real estate investor, you're in real estate, you're buying real estate, you're an agent, whatever. Anything that you need a roof for, or you're just a regular homeowner, or you're on a board for a commercial roof for a condo, or if you own commercial roofing or commercial buildings and need a roof. Just a little bit about me before we get started. Again, my name is Tim Kanak. About to be a father of 5 at the time of this recording, like 3 weeks away from number 5 coming. 2 dogs, 5 cats. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Missouri in broadcast journalism, #1 journalism school in the world. And I have a master's at UCF in education. After UCF, I worked as a teacher for a year before I became the vice president of Perkins Roofing. Started doing operations for Perkins Roofing. I did repairs for a little bit, then moved to operations and running the logistics, and then became VP of Perkins Roofing. On January 1st, 2023, I purchased Perkins Roofing from my father-in-law and started Perkins Construction Company and started Perkins Roofing Jupiter, also in 2023. So 3 different companies. 2024, I started Perkins Franchising. We do have a franchise business. Got my roofing license in Florida back in 2018. I also have an inactive realtor license. I'm a real estate investor. You can see my kiddos all there. You see my wife and I all dressed up at a wedding. History of Perkins Roofing. So Perkins Roofing, actually, we say we've been around since 1980, but back in 1980, it used to be Perkins and Wharton Roofing, Inc. And then Dean Perkins, my father-in-law, he separated from his partner back in 1990 and just transitioned Perkins and Wharton Roofing to Perkins Roofing. So Perkins Roofing, even though we say it's been around since 1980 because Dean's been roofing since 1980, technically he separated from his partner in 1990 and just changed it to Perkins Roofing. Started primarily in Miami Beach doing hot tar, shingle roofs, tile roofs. Really not much metal back then. Started working on Fisher Island in the 90s. If you don't know what Fisher Island is the most expensive zip code to live in the entire country. It's an island off Miami Beach. The only way to get there is by a boat. So every day when we're working there, guys are getting onto a ferry to go work there. Kind of a pain to get there, but people like to live there because it's very exclusive. And they have background checks and make sure everyone there is, copacetic with working in that high-income environment. And then when I came onto the team, transitioned into larger high-rise and condo projects, where before he was kind of just working on high-end roof repairs, Fisher Island, doing many re-roofs. Perkins Roofing over the last 5 years, each one of those red dots in this map here that I'm putting my cursor on, all these red dots are jobs. Our re-roofs that we did. These are all paying re-roof clients. And then this one here is more of like a hot zone. So these are more like the zones of where we are seeing a lot of our jobs. You can see a lot of our work is in Coral Gables. A lot of our work is in Miami Beach. In Broward, we have like Weston, Pembroke Pines is a hot zone. And then up in Jupiter, we have like Palm Beach Gardens, more or less. A lot of Palm Beach Gardens. A lot of Boca, too. Nice big houses in Boca. We have 2 offices. Our original office is in Miami. That is Monroe, Miami-Dade, and Broward counties is where that office serves. You see the little purple dot here? That's where our office is located. This purple dot here is Jupiter. That's where our Jupiter office is located, as Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. We do residential and commercial roofing, and we're fully insured. A lot of roofers are not fully insured. They have incorrect workers' comp insurances or incorrect liability insurance policies that don't cover the actual work that they're doing. Like I've seen roofers with painters policies on liability insurance. That's not good because if there's an actual claim, it's not going to get covered. So just keep that in mind, that it's important to make sure that people are actually insured for the work that they're doing. See our little zoom in here on our hot map of Miami. Most of our work is down south, Coral Gables, or on the beach. We do a lot of high-end stuff. What else does Perkins Roofing do? It's just a little more before I get into the education part. Trust me, it's not just a sales pitch here. I'm going to actually teach you. But we also have Perkins Construction, which we started back in 2023. But Perkins Roofing, we do new and re-roofs, roof repairs, roof maintenance and cleaning. We do liquid restorations and coatings that can save you money long term, especially on flat roofs. We do roof consulting work. So we do consulting for other roofing companies. Waterproofing, terrace decks, planters, fountains, etc. All types of waterproofing all falls under the roofing license. Sheet metal fabrication and install, gutters, chimney restorations and knockdowns, and skylights. Now, under our GC, Perkins Construction, we do concrete restoration, structural repairs and carpentry. We also do shell work, siding, hardy board, stucco, structural build-outs, impact windows and doors, outdoor kitchen, showers, etc. We do interior also, but mostly we specialize in exterior work on Perkins Construction. Goes hand in hand with their roofing. Really nice to do those projects together at the same time. A typical Perkins Roofing and Perkins Construction project might look like we do your roof, then we do your windows, and then we paint your house. Roof life and maintenance. I have this handy dandy chart that I made. Good for me. And this is going to talk about roof life and maintenance of different roofs. So you can see here on the chart that your dark color is your minimum life expectancy, and the light blue is your possible extended range, like how far you can get on the roof if you actually maintain it. Roof maintenance is critical to avoid expensive leak repairs and premature roof failure. It's very important to maintain your roof just like you maintain anything else in your life. When you buy a car, you don't expect to drive it 100,000 miles without getting an oil change or changing the tires. It's the same thing with your roof. It's the same thing with anything, really. You have to maintain it. You do windows and doors. Guess what? If you don't spray WD-40 and clean out the sliders every now and then, it's going to go bad. That's just the way things work. You have to maintain them when you purchase them. Things age. If you want it to age gracefully and last longer, then you need to maintain it properly. It's also like going to the dentist. You got to go to the dentist or else you're going to get cavities. You can't just not go to the dentist for 20 years and be like, oh my God, how do I have so many cavities? It's because you haven't been taking care of your mouth. So we usually recommend for Florida to have biannual maintenance, once before hurricane season and once after. This way also we can photograph and inspect the roof and provide a record of your roof so that if a storm does hit and you do have an insurance claim, you have before photos of your roof every year of each hurricane season, before and after, and you can show, hey, my roof was not damaged until this storm. It's a lot faster getting your money. It's a lot less of a fight to get your money. You may not have to hire a lawyer then to get your money. Let's look at the roof life expectancy here. We're going to start on the low end. The low end here is TPO roof. We don't really do EPDM down here, which would be less, but your average TPO roof in South Florida is going to be 15 to 20 years. A reason it doesn't last longer is not the sun. It's actually foot traffic. People down here all the time walk on TPO roofs and put holes in them. You've got ACP, whatever, walking on TPO roofs. They're only 60 mils. They puncture very easily. Even though it's white and nice and it's ponding water resistant, it's only 60 mils. Next is a PVC roof. PVC roof is going to last 20 to 25 years. It's usually a thicker product than TPO. Most of your TPOs are 60 mils. Most of your PVCs start at 80 mils, but can get thicker. But your PVC roof is probably going to last a little bit longer. PVC is also great for like a restaurant because chemicals are not going to ruin the roof. I would not recommend asphalt if you're at a restaurant or if you have like a lot of weird stacks with a bunch of chemicals and stuff that come out. Your next flat roof here is a 2-ply asphaltic flat roof. That's going to be generally the same life range as your TPO roof, 15 to 20 years, except it's generally easier to fix. Most people can fix a 2-ply asphalt roof on your own. Go to Home Depot and buy a bucket of bowl. TPO, a bucket of bull, isn't going to work. I see people try to repair TPO with bull all the time. Doesn't work. 3-ply asphalt roof. So you're getting thicker here. The more thickness that you put on an asphalt roof, the longer it's going to last. That's kind of the key here. 3-ply asphalt roof, 20 to 25 years. 4-ply asphalt roof, 25 to 30 years. And you can get warranties on all these systems from manufacturers on flat roofs. Now we're going to go over to sloped roofs. 3-tap shingles, 13 to 18 years. Architectural shingles, 18 to 23 years. Concrete tile roofs, 18 to 23 years. And guess what? If someone says, how do you get these times? X and X vendor says that you should get this many years on this roof. I have been doing this since 2013, 2014, this roofing thing. I've been doing this for a long time, 12-ish years. I go on probably 5 roofs every single day, 5 or 6 days a week. I never go on vacation. So during this entire time, I've been climbing on all these roofs. I have been on so many roofs, I can't count. I know how long roofs are going to last because I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And I'm still going in the field and going on the roofs. I'm not just sitting in an office. So I actually know what I'm talking about. Your concrete tile roof is also 18 to 23 years. So architectural shingles and concrete tile roofs generally have about the same lifespan. Depending on how the tiles were installed, you may have better wind rating on your tile roof. If it was installed with dual component foam like ACH or AH160 rather than fasteners, screws, it will last longer. 5V metal roof, 20 to 25 years. 5V is your key style metal roof where you have exposed screws, exposed fasteners. Now we have here mill finish steel standing roof. This one can actually be less than a 5V because standing seam could be hand crimped or it could be snap lock. Snap lock systems are not going to last as long as a hand crimp system. And a mill finished metal roof is not going to last as long as a coated roof. So if you have a coated 5E roof, that's probably going to last longer than a non-coated, a mill finish standing seam roof. Because guess what? We live in Florida. Salt blows everywhere. I live about 20 minutes from the ocean. I am a good 10 to 15 miles inland. Every weekend, I clean my pool. And guess what? Every weekend when I put my pool robot in there, I have an entire basket full of sand and salt and crap in my pool. So guess what? It still blows. It doesn't matter where you live in Florida. I see saltwater corrosion on steel roofs all over Florida unless you're in the very, very, very center of the state. If you're within 20 to 30 miles from the beach, you're still going to get sand and salt. So mill finish, you need painted steel. Paint it with the Kynar coating. It's going to help protect the steel. Next is a clay tile roof, 25 to 30 years. Clay tile is going to perform much better than concrete tile because they don't absorb as much moisture. I have YouTube videos on this. Check it out, YouTube, concrete versus clay tile roof for more info. But clay tile roofs do not absorb the same amount of moisture as concrete tile roofs. And tiles are not a water barrier, while metal is. So tiles, if they absorb more water is going to touch the paper and degrade the paper. If it is more of a moisture-wicking clay tile, then less water is going to touch the paper and the paper is going to last longer. I think that makes sense. Next is a stone-coated metal roof, 20 to 30 years. Stone-coated metal dents very, very easily. It doesn't have the same rating as other metals. The stone coating helps protect the roof from rust, so that's good, but they're very, very delicate. Next is a Kynar-coated steel standing... sorry about that. Back. Next is a Kynar-coated steel standing roof, 30 to 35 years. So that's for 24 gauge steel. And then last, aluminum standing seam. So the best roof is an aluminum standing seam, 35 to 50 years. That is going to be non-corrosive on the water. And if it's painted, as soon as you start getting fade or flaking on the paint, just like with the steel, you can recoat it. Wind ratings. Top one here, 3-tab shingles are only 60 mile per hour rated, which is one of the reasons why a 3-tab shingle roof is only going to last 13 to 18 years. Next, single component foam tiles are only 110 mile per hour rated. Mechanically installed tiles are 110 to 120 mile per hour rated. Architectural shingles are 110 to 130 mile per hour rated. Stamped metal panels are 110 to 140 mile per hour rated. Dual component foam tiles are 160 mile per hour rated. Let's stop here. So you say tile, tile, tile. I don't understand. You have single component foam and dual component foam. Dual component foam means that there's two hoses, an A and a B. AH160 is the one that we use. You see this video here. We're going to watch that in a second. That's the best foam on the market. ICP. Single component foam is only 110 mile per hour rated. So that's pretty bad. That's worse than architectural shingles in most cases. And architectural shingles do have a range, depending on fastener pattern, what kind of wind rating you can get out of them. Fastener pattern and thickness. Mechanically installed tiles max out at 120. So it's much better to foam the tiles than screw the tiles. People comment all the time on my YouTube, you're going to just glue the tiles down, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? If you use the correct foam, not glue, it is much better than screwing down. And these stamped metal panels are screwed down with exposed fasteners. So that's why they max out at 110 to 140. We'll come back to the metal in a second. Let's watch this video. I've lost a great day per hour. And money in the rest of the data through home. There are other. Fastener pattern or Florida building code. If you're doing high velocity like we do at Perkins Roofing, because we install in Dade and Broward too, you're going to get better wind ratings than if you're not doing high velocity. What that means is more fasteners. So for instance, generally for a high velocity hurricane zone 1.5 inch snap lock panel, your standard is going to be 6-inch spacing on your clips and screws. For Florida Building Code non-HVAC, you might be 12 inches spacing. So it just means more screws and clips. That means more money, obviously, too. So keep that in mind. The hand grip standing steam metal panels, 190 for steel to 215 to aluminum. The aluminum performs better than the steel, even though the steel is heavier for wind rating. Alrighty, a little bit more about Perkins Roofing. Why Perkins Roofing? Our company mission: do great effing work with top-of-the-line customer service, transparency, and dependability, upending the standard belief and business model of the contractor. That is our company mission. We're trying to provide you a good roof, a really, really good roof, with good customer service. And we want to communicate and be communicative with you. The biggest complaint that most people have about contractors are dependability. Are they going to show up on time? Are they going to do what they say they're going to do? If I give them money, are they going to disappear with my money? That's number one. We try to upend those beliefs. We want you to know that you're getting the value that you're paying for. We are your value contractor. We're not your price contractor. We're not going to give you the best price. What we're doing is we're going to provide you the best value for what you're paying for. We're not going to give you the best price. We're going to give you the best value. So at the end of the day, what you pay us at Perkins Roofing, you're going to get peace of mind, not just a roof. You're going to know that we're going to show up on time. We're going to take care of any issues. You're not going to have to worry. We're going to be communicative. We're going to tell you the truth. And we're going to be on top of the ball the entire time that we're doing the roof. That's what you're paying for. You don't have to worry, oh, I just gave Tim a check for $25,000. Are the guys going to come today? Number two, our big promise to customers is to simplify roofing and eliminate headaches. This is my promise to you. Any roof that you do with Perkins Roofing, this is our promise to you, the customer. Simplify roofing and eliminate headaches. We don't want bad work. We are going to show up on time. We will call you back. We will communicate. Number three, common compliments and client reviews. These are the most common compliments that we get if you go through our reviews on Google. Professional, we're knowledgeable, and we have great customer service. We communicate, we're honest, we're reliable. Continuing education. We are like one of very few companies that send our people to training courses to maintain certifications with our product manufacturers, to refresh best practices, and to learn of new advancements in the roofing industry. Just within the last month, we went to a liquid training course, and I'm paying my people to go to these courses for new products that Polyglass has coming out. And we also went to a metal warehouse factory tour to learn about new metal roofing things happening in the industry. So we are always ongoing training and taking courses and learning more. And Polyglass comes to our shop once or twice a year and does a refreshing training with all my people. Technology and tools. We utilize new technology and algorithms to save time and help customers with fast and easy budgetary numbers. If you go to our website on the homepage, you can type in your address and your name, and it will give you a budget price. So you don't have to bother anybody else. It'll give you a nice price range if you're just looking for a budget number on how much your roof might cost, depending on what type of roof you're going to do. And it gives you a nice range from low end to high end, depending on your upgrades. We also use Company Cam. Company Cam is great. You can see all of your projects on Company Cam, even if you're not home, even if you're afraid to go on the roof. You can see what it looks like on the roof, what we're doing, what kind of wood we're replacing, what exactly is going on in your roof. We use drones, so you can see from above what everything looks like. We use group chats too. So even if I'm busy talking to someone and you need something from my team, everyone that is involved on the team will be in the chat. Your foreman, who is your on-site quality control guy, your project manager, who is your on-site customer service rep from Perkins Roofing, your operations manager, who is your logistics guy, and myself, and Marie, your permit lady, we're all going to be on every chat. So anything you need, someone will be there to answer for you. And we have a group chat. We also are at the forefront of new and improved roofing technology. Polyglass tries all their new stuff out on us. We're the guinea pigs for them. We were the first contractors to use poly-anchor HV. Polyglass XFR was my idea. I talked to Natalino, the CEO of Polyglass, back years ago in the Bahamas about that MTS is not fire rated and you need a fire rated water barrier for under metal, and boom, Polyglass XFR is made. 6 months is either 6 months or a year later, Polyglass XFR was made. Mapei Seal, we use Mapei Seal and other Polyglass waterproofings. And we don't just use Polyglass, but we primarily use Polyglass. But we're at the forefront of using all these new things. Our core values at Perkins Roofing: high quality craftsmanship, accountability. If there's an issue, we take responsibility for it. If we accidentally have a boo-boo and water comes into your house, we're going to fix the drywall. Communication and honesty. We're going to tell you the truth no matter what and communicate with you during the project. Dependability. We're going to show up. And 5, proactive self-starters. We're going to be proactive. We're going to solve problems. We're not going to rely on you to solve the problems. We are the expert in the field, and we're going to be that expert and take care of the issues for you. And you can see our YouTube channel here. We have a pretty big YouTube channel, so if you're curious about learning more about roofing, check out the YouTube channel. I have videos on pretty much anything. And if you have questions that you want me to answer in a YouTube video, let me know. I'll do it. You see we do commercial roofing right here. If you're interested, Fisher Island Part 4. I've got 10-part video series on a commercial $3 million project we did on Fisher Island. I have concrete versus clay roof tiles, me jumping on them, throwing water on them, experimenting with all these tiles to show you which are the best tiles for durability. All kinds of videos on our YouTube channel. I show you how to do, I've got 2-hour videos on how to do a roof step-by-step for tile roof, metal roof, whatever. Impact windows too. Welcome, friends. Tim, they're gonna play now. Here, I'll let you watch these on your own time. But you can see the beautiful drone shots. Welcome, friends. Tim with Perkins Roofing here today on this lovely Good Friday in April. And I wanted to discuss today soaking in. That's when you get a good rain. See if I can set this camera up. Hey there, Tim Kanak here, and we are now on Fisher Island Part 4. It's been a few weeks. This is what I talked about earlier in the video. If you need a ballpark quote for free, go to our website, our homepage. Here it is. All you have to do is type in your address, boom, give me your email, and you're going to get an email with your ballpark roofing quote, depending on if you want shingle, tile, metal, flat roof. And it's going to be a range of outcomes. Average install costs. I'm just going to give you some average install costs. These will vary. This all depends on what kind of layers you're putting. We're always going to use 3x3 drip metals. We're always going to use high quality underlayments from Polyglass on every single install. But there are different toppings. You can upgrade shingles, you can upgrade tiles, you can upgrade metal. So shingle roofs, your standard 3-tab is going to be between $600 to $750 a square. 1 square is 100 square feet. So you can just say $6 a square foot to $750 a square foot if that makes it easier for you to understand. Architectural shingles are $650 to $800 a square. Tile roofs, concrete tile screwed roof is $975 to $1,200. Concrete tile dual component foam is $1,050 to $1,300. So you can save a bunch of money by screwing the tiles in, but I don't recommend it. And then clay dual component foam is $1,200 to $2,000. The clay tiles are much better, but they also cost more. Metal roofs. Add $150 a square if you're doing aluminum in high velocity hurricane zone, because in high velocity hurricane zone, they require dual water barriers. You have to put 2 XFRs on for high velocity hurricane zone to meet their fire code. So just keep that in mind. 5V, which is exposed fastener key style roof, is $1,050 to $1,350 a square. Snap block is $1,100 to $1,500 a square, depending on if you're painted or mill finish. And then hand crimped is $1,150 to $1,550 a square, depending on if you're painted or mill finish. Flat roofs, add $250 to $850 for tapered insulation. Flat roofs vary greatly if you're trying to add slope to them. It all depends on what the slope you're going to do. If you're going to do 1/8 inch pitch or 1/4 inch pitch, 1/8 inch is required for re-roofs. You have to have a minimum 1/8 inch slope because people are worried about ponding water causing roof collapses. And then 1/4 inch is for all new construction. It is cheaper to have a pre-sloped deck if you can, if you're a builder. So TPO, 60 mil TPO, costs between $750 to $925 a square. 80 mil PVC is $900 to $1,075 a square. 2-ply asphalt is 240 mils, so much thicker, you see, than TPO and PVC. $750 a square to $975 a square, and basically the same cost as TPO, and better and easier to repair and cheaper to repair. 3-ply asphalt, 320 mils is $900 to $1,150 a square. And then 4-ply asphalt, 400 mils is $1,050. Oops, sorry about that. To $1,350 a square. So those are your average cost ranges that you're going to run into for a different type of roofs in Florida. And that's installing per HVAC spacing on screws. And even though I work all over Florida, I'm doing a roof in Naples right now. I'm doing a roof in Tampa. I'm doing roofs all over Palm Beach County. We still do HVAC all over the place because it's just good practice. And I don't want to downgrade. Like, I don't want to do worse roofs. I'd rather give you a very high quality product because, again, my job is to do great effing work and to eliminate headaches and simplify roofing. Why am I going to have different types of HVAC versus Florida Building Code? I'm trying to do things the right way throughout the whole state. I want your roofs to last when I'm doing them. Maintenance costs. This is very important. A lot of people don't understand that once you buy the roof, again, there's going to be maintenance involved. Even if you don't want it, even if you're not proactive about the maintenance, you're still going to have to clean the roof because your roof's going to get dirty and the HOA is going to come by and tell you to clean it with certain types of roofs. You're still going to have to repair broken tiles when they break or replace missing shingles when they blow away. So maintenance costs over a 25-year roof life for a concrete tile roof, which is going to only last 18 to 23 years. Oops, go back here. Your annual algae treatment, $2,500 to $3,000 a year after a year or two, which is going to be about 63 grand over time. Random broken tiles every 2 to 3 years, $1,400 to $1,700 per maintenance. That's going to be another $12,600 over the 25-year span. Mortar touch-ups. Every 10 years, you're going to have to go back and touch up your mortar because it's going to crack out. So that's $3,000 each time. That's $6,000 over 25 years. 2 roof repairs. Starting after year 12, most roofs will have about 2 roof repairs between year 12 to year 20 on a concrete tile roof. That's going to be $3,000 each, $6,000. And remember, these are today's costs. This is not it costs in 20 years. So compound these costs over inflationary period for time, and you're looking way more. But in today's cost, you're looking at spending about $3,200, $3,300 a year on maintaining your concrete tile roof. This is why I recommend clay. People will be like, oh my gosh, the clay tiles are an extra $6,000 over the concrete. I don't want to spend the extra $6,000, but guess what? You're going to make your money back within 5 or 6 years because the clay tiles don't absorb algae and don't absorb moisture as much as the concrete tiles. So you only have to do an algae treatment on the clay tiles. And this all depends on if you have trees over. If you have no trees over, you may never have to do it. But if you have trees over the house, then maybe you're looking at every 3 to 5 years instead of every year or every 2 years that your HOA is going to make you do that. So that's going to save you a significant amount of money. You see here on a concrete tile roof, you're spending 63 grand on pressure cleaning or algae treating your roof, whether you do pressure cleaning or algae treatment. And then on a clay tile roof, you're spending $13,750. And you might say $2,500 to pressure clean my roof. I pay some guys to do that I pay them $800 to do that. Well, guess what? Those guys, if you just pay a pressure cleaner, they're probably breaking tiles. So if you pay someone $800 to do that, then you're still going to pay the roofer another $1,500 to come and fix the broken tiles after they're done. So that goes hand in hand. And you're better off doing algae treatment than pressure cleaning. Anyway, random broken tiles on a clay tile roof going to be the same cost roughly, maybe a little less because it's less breakage. So instead of every 2 to 3 years, maybe it's every 3 to 5 years. So you see it's a little bit less. Mortar touch-ups are going to be the same. You're using the same mortar. And then you're probably less likely to have roof leaks. Maybe you have 1 roof repair after year 15 instead of 2 after year 20. So your clay tile maintenance price, significantly less, roughly $2,000 a year less over the time of the roof. You got to remember, too, that a lot of these damages are not going to occur year 1 and 2 of the roof. These are going to be further down the road. Usually you don't have to pressure clean or algae treat your roof until year 2, 3, 4. Once you get past year 5, then you kind of get caught back up in the maintenance schedule. So once you have a new one, you're usually pretty good for the first few years right after. 3-tab shingle roof, 13 to 18-year roof, soft wash every 5 years. Random missing shingles, and that's only if you have algae. If you have trees over the house, that's the only time you have to do it. Random missing shingles every 3 years after year 7. For architectural, it's every 5 years after year 10. Because architectural shingles are thicker, they're heavier, and they have better wind ratings. So you're way less likely to have missing shingles on an architectural shingle roof than a 3-tab shingle roof. So you can see that's why there's a price difference on the missing shingles. And then roof repairs, 3-tab, you're usually running into about 3 roof repairs after year 7, $2,000 each. You might have 2 roof repairs after year 10 on an architectural. So on a 3-tab, you're looking at $1,300 a year. On a architectural, you're looking at $800 a year. So way cheaper to own a shingle roof than a tile roof, which is why I usually recommend to people that if you're not in an HOA, you're way better off getting a shingle roof or a metal roof and not even thinking about tile. Now, getting to metal. Standing seam metal roof. What do you have to do to maintain it? There's no fasteners exposed. All you got to do is every 5-ish years at the most, do a little soft wash. Sometimes it could be more. If you have a white roof and you've got a bunch of pine trees around you, then it might be more that you have to clean it. Just depends on the color you pick and the amount of foliage around your house. Coating, between 25 to 35 years, you may have to recoat the Kynar. It just depends on when it starts flaking. So coating can cost some money. But if we're not including coating, because guess what? You're not going to do it until after the 25-year mark. You're looking about spending $300 a year because you're just going to be cleaning it once every 5-ish years. Exposed fastener metal roof, same cleaning. The only issue is that you may have a leak at some point. One roof repair starting after year 10. Metal roof repairs cost more, so about $5,000. And then you're going to have to change your fasteners and washers every 12 to 17 years. Sometimes they can get up to 20. It just depends on how close you are to the salt water. Usually if you have a metal roof, though, you're going to be closer to the salt water than further away. So changing all the screws and fasteners can get expensive. Average house might be $5,000 to $7,500 to do that. So your cost goes up to about $750 a year on an exposed fastener roof versus a standing seam, which is still cheaper than a shingle roof maintenance because you're not going to have shingles blowing off. You're not going to have metal panels blowing off. You're just going to have to change the fasteners every now and then. So pros and cons of the different roofs. Shingle roof pros, lowest upfront cost, second lowest maintenance cost, easy install. Cons of a shingle roof, worst wind rating, worst energy rating, least durable of sloped roof options. Tile roof pros, aesthetically pleasing, they're pretty. Concrete tile, lower upfront cost than metal, better wind rating than shingles and more durable. Cons of a tile roof, more expensive to maintain, the most expensive to maintain if it's concrete. Range of upfront costs depending on a product selection because there's a lot of different products you can select, different underlayments and stuff like that. So many variances between products, underlayments, tiles, install methods that can lead to inconsistencies of installation or apples to apples bids. And then they're the heavy weight factor. Metal roof, the pros, best wind rating, lowest maintenance cost, adds value to the homes, lightweight, reflective and energy efficient, and that can change depending on the color. Cons, more expensive upfront than concrete tile or shingle, most intricate install, so you need skilled installers for metal so they don't screw it up because metal repairs are expensive. So it's really important when you're doing a metal roof to not hire the cheapest, but to hire the best. Whoever you think is the best is who you want to hire. You hire someone cheap, you're going to get cheap work. They're probably going to screw something up, and it's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run because metal roof repairs are very, very expensive. And some HOAs still have not approved metal roofs is another con. Now, TPO versus asphaltic flat roofs. TPO's pros, cheaper labor to install because they're 10-foot rolls and only one layer. Ponding water resistant, they're rubber, and they're white energy rated. Asphalt pros, easier to repair than TPO, thicker and more durable, less prone to puncturing and leaks, longer warranties depending on how many layers you put down, more time tested. Smaller rolls are better for tight areas. You can upgrade asphalt rolls to be white energy rated. It just costs more money. All right. Now franchising. You can franchise with Perkins Roofing. How great is that? Benefits of franchising with Perkins Roofing. And if you want to franchise at perkinsroofing.net. I have videos on franchising that explain this in more depth. So if you want to go to the YouTube channel, you can check out YouTube Perkins Roofing Franchising and see. This map here is all the territories. I've already cut up this whole state of Florida into different territories based on 100,000 of our average client, 100,000 qualified households. The blue territories are the ones I already own. The yellow territories are the areas I'm operating in, but I can resell. And you can buy some of my existing clients in East Broward, West Broward, or the Keys. Miami I own. Jupiter, Palm Beach I own. Treasure Coast is for sale. Naples is for sale. Fort Myers is for sale. Sarasota is for sale. Tampa, St. Petersburg, North and South Orlando, 2 different areas, big city. We got Space Coast, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tallahassee, and Pensacola. Those are our territories, all ready to go. Why not just start your own roofing company? Why would you pay me money and join the Perkins Roofing team? Well, you're going to have a proven business systems that are going to be provided to you. You're going to get all my business systems and contracts and HR crap and all the stuff that I had to pay all these lawyers to develop. You're going to get it all just for the simple franchise fee, which if you know how much lawyers charge for anything, 50 grand is a deal for all the crap I'm going to give you. You're going to get a track record of consistent growth. All my branches have always grown. We never step back. Success in multiple locations. I started this Palm Beach location from scratch, and I've had a lot of success. It continues to grow. Probably going to do close to $3.5 million this year at this branch, and I just started it 2.5 years ago. Home service sector is hot. You don't have to worry about AI taking your job. AI can't do a roof. Franchise fee, $49,500. Estimated upfront cost between $150 to $250 to get started. That's how much you're going to have to pay for trucks, equipment, materials, a location, and upfront advertising. That's just my estimation. Royalties, it's 8%, and it can descend to 6%, depending on how much in sales you do. So once you hit $2 million, it goes down to 7%. Once you hit $4 million, it goes down to 6% on the royalties. Estimated 1-year sales, $1.2 million first year. What I did was I took the numbers that I did here in Jupiter, and I'm doing it by about 60, 70, 80%, because I don't expect anyone else to do what I did and have the knowledge that I have. But you should be able to do 70 or 80% of what I do. But year 1, you should be able to do 1.2 million. That's only 100 grand a month. Not too bad. Not too hard. 2 roofs a month. Okay, you can do that. Estimated year 2 sales, 1.5 million. Estimated year 3, 1.8 plus million. Like I said, I'm in year 3 right now, and I'm expected to do 3.5. Estimated net profit margins, you should make between 15 to 25%. Obviously, it's going to vary by year, depending on how slow or fast we are that year. Like right now is a very slow year. 2025 is very slow for the entire roofing market. I was told by my Miami distributor that I am the number 1 residential salesperson in Miami via my Palm Beach branch. So that just goes to show you, it's really slow right now because the rates suck. Thank you, Jerome Powell. Let's bring the rates down, man, so that people can actually get loans and do stuff, because the average homeowner doesn't have 50 grand to shell out for a roof just sitting in a savings account. So we kind of need financing in order to correct the market. But right now the market is kind of crap, except for people that have money. Basically, the only people buying roofs right now are the government. Condos don't even have money because their special assessment out. There's too many pending condo units for sale, and nobody wants to do a special assessment right now. So condos aren't even doing roofs. The only people doing roofs right now is the government, and then people who are well off. Your 1%ers, 5%ers. Probably not even your 10%ers. But it's a really slow market this year, but we're still doing good at Perkins Roofing. Once the market corrects, rates go down, we get a storm, all of a sudden things are going to be looking really good. Here are all open territories throughout Florida, though. And the next class is going to be Roofing 201. Learn how to prolong your roof life through maintenance. That's going to be the next class. We're going to talk more about maintenance. If you want to get in touch with us, contact franchise@perkinsroofing.net for franchising. Miami office is 305 MIA Roof. You can email Marco or Josh for any sales questions. Jupiter office, you can email me. I have a typo here. It should be roofing, not roofing.net. And then my phone number at the Jupiter office, 561-559-ROOF. Those are the contact information. Thank you for watching. See you in Roofing 201.